Okay, now I guess we'll talk about big news today. The Pope is stepping down, which hasn't happened since the Middle Ages. Trying to think of it was Gregory or something. Gregory the 10th or 11th. I don't know the number. But anyways, he stepped down because there was a great schism. There was separation, or there was another pope. There's a bunch of popes, I guess. And let's see, I got my hair. And so the Gregory stepped down so the other pope could take his place. But that's kind of a weird thing, that to have this one step down while when there's not a schism, when there's not another pope right now. It's kind of well, this is a very, very rare thing, because having two popes, I guess, would create Catholic problems. The reason being is that, okay, the Pope is supposed to be Jesus on earth. Okay, yeah, we don't know, whatever. He's supposed to be, and if you have a Pope that has stepped down, but he was the Pope, and he's supposed to be God's vicar of Vippity Vip on earth, then you have another vicar of Vippity Vip on earth. Then you got two Vippity Vips of Vicar Vips that are supposed to be Jesus on earth. Now, that's a bit of a problem. So when Gregory stepped down in the Middle Ages, it was because there was two popes already. There was, I don't exactly know the whole situation, that I haven't really studied that particular case, but what happened was somebody wanted this pope, politics wanted this pope, and no one wanted this pope, and so there was a big fight about who's going to be pope. So they had two popes. So Gregory stepped down so that to keep the papal authority, I'm guessing, intact. Or he was threatened with his life, which is probably more along the lines of what happened. Because giving up that kind of power by these type of men is not a natural thing. And anyways, and if you're Catholic, I'm sorry I'm insulting you, but the history of the Catholic Church is, I'm telling the truth. Anyways, so Benedict is stepping down, and we have, I guess by mid-March, because there's no mourning period is necessary because he didn't die, and there's the usual mourning period for the Pope, but they don't have to have a mourning period, so he's stepping down in the end of February, and they can elect a new Pope by mid-March. Well, the last Pope, this is supposed to be the last Pope, if we're going to talk about St.Malachy's saint. He's a believer in Christ. He was a saint like we all are. But anyways, he was sainted by the Catholic Church at Malachy, and this was a medieval, what was he, a bishop maybe? Anyways, I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me. Anyways, he had this dream about the future popes, what their names would be, something about them, and it's been freakishly accurate. And the last pope is Peter the Roman. Okay, Peter the Roman is this is the one coming up is called Peter the Roman, and he is the last pope. And apparently the Vatican will be destroyed, and then the end. That's how Malachy put this thing. So look it up yourself. It's very, very fascinating. I mean, I could get on here and read it to you, I suppose, but it's just really, really a lot of information. So just look it up yourself. It's a fascinating prophecy. I don't know if the man, if it was of the Lord or not. It's been very accurate, and so this last one is very kind of interesting. We'll see what happens with this and who's elected. I think there's like 4 in the running. One of them is Timothy Dolan, who is I don't know what he is, Cardinal, Bishop, Archbishop of, anyways, of New York. So he's a very popular guy, but most of the time they don't like to have somebody from a superpower be elected. Kind of strange, because Ratzinger was a German. He was that was the last pope, this Pope, Benedict. He was interesting fellow. He was German, and he was in the Nazi youth. But then he went, that was, well, he, was forced to, they say, or whatever. But then he was in charge of the Holy Office of whatever. They renamed it. They renamed it something that doesn't sound as bad, because it was called the Inquisition. So he was in charge of the Inquisition before he became Pope. So, yeah, that's a little history of Benedict. And so then we have the next one coming, and by mid-March we should be watching the Vatican smoke rising from white smoke. They got a Pope. Black smoke, they haven't elected one yet. The chimneys in the Vatican will have black smoke if they have elected a Pope when they sit down in, I think it's the Sistine Chapels where they do this. Anyways, and black smoke, if they haven't gotten it, they burn them, and white smoke if they did get a new Pope each time they vote. So it's kind of fascinating. A lot of history in that. And there'll be a lot of political jockeying going on at this point. I mean, sure, there was before. If you got a sick Pope, it's like the shark. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Anyways, but there's a lot of political jockeying going on. It's a very powerful position temporally. I'm not talking spiritually. I'm talking temporally. So there you have it. That's kind of an update on that. Today is February 11th, 2013, and thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I'll see you later.